Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Millie and I love any makeup, especially shiny, shifty, and sparkly eyeshadows. And today I'm going to be talking about the new Bunny Cosmetics Dollhouse Palette. Here she is in all its glory. I mean, the depth. I just knew even before any of the sneak peek that Maggie, who is the owner of Bunny Cosmetics, was going to give us depth no matter what the palette is. Though I feel like this palette is not quite like a total neutral palette, because there are some purples as well as that blue up there, and there's also some grungy greens on this side. And I did receive this palette in PR, so thank you so much to Bunny Cosmetics for sending this to me. And I do have an affiliate code with Bunny. It is Millie. You can save 10% if you're interested in this palette. I was so excited to see another palette from Bunny Cosmetics. I have been using their palette since day one, the very first blends palette that came out back over a year ago. And if you watched my top 10 palettes of 2021, you would know that the blends palette was actually my #1 palette of 2021. So 22 is already off to an amazing start. So I'm going to be creating 4 looks with this palette, and I'll give you some of my thoughts at the end of the video. So let's get right into it. Priming my lid with the P. Louise primer in shade 1. And I'm going to be using my Blend Bunny brushes. I have a couple of sets. Going in with Display first. I'm going to do a cool tone look for the first look. I'm going to pop that in. The shade is pretty light, as you can see. I'm just going to really mostly use it to blend in and deepen it up. In the B5 brush. Next, going in with Adept. Just gonna deepen that up. Gonna go in with a little bit more. Going back in with the B5 and a little bit of Display on my brush and just blending it all together. Using the B1 brush, I'm taking Stitch on the outer corner. Then I'm gonna wipe off the excess and just slowly feather that out. Got a little bit of fallout. Good thing I didn't do my concealer yet. Going back in with the B5 brush, I'm just gonna blend the outermost edge. I do have some sparkles in my cleaning rag, unfortunately, that's mixing in. And I'm really blowing this out, I guess. I'm just blending this into my lid. Next, I'm taking Harlequin and I'm gonna put it about halfway in my lid. I'm just using my finger and I'm gonna take it up into my crease just a little bit. I'm putting it a little bit on an angle. Now I have sparkles everywhere. The shade is so pretty. And then I'm taking Lace and I'm gonna put that in the inner lid. Blending it up again into the black. Oh, these two are so pretty together. There's so much sparkles going on. Going back in with Harlequin just a little bit. I'm taking it a little bit and just blending it in with the Lace shade. Taking Stitched under my lower lash line to connect it to the outer corner to bring this look together. And then taking Adept right next to it to help kind of smoke it out. And then I wipe that brush off and I'm gonna use it as an inner corner highlight as well. And I put on the 371 lashes from Ardell, and here's the first finished look. For the second look, I'm gonna do a half cut crease and I want a really sharp line. So I'm gonna be putting down my half cut crease sticker from Crown Noir. So I'm gonna put the primer down actually around the sticker since I don't need it on my lid right now. So I'm just gonna put it basically where I'm gonna be going in with the eyeshadow first. Going in with the B5 brush and Hold Me. And I'm just putting that right against the sticker. Next I'm taking Undress and I'm blending that above. This is basically my skin tone color. Then I'm going back in with Hold Me just a little bit. Next, taking Cinched and putting it just right against the sticker. Really want to deepen this up. I don't want to take it too far, too fast. Just going in little by little. I think I'm going to take the sticker off now. I'm going to do the outer corner. As you can see, we've got a perfect outline going on. I'm using the same brush and I'm just going in with Cinched. Taking Hold Me on the B5 brush and I'm going to help feather that out on the outer portion. Next I'm taking the P. Louise primer and I'm going to trace where I had the cut crease sticker. Gonna fill in this hole over here. Sweep it down. Just really tap it into my skin. B4 brush back in with Cinched. Really trying to deepen this outer corner. And then I'm gonna take Hold Me and I'm blending it up above that into it. And I'm just blending this outer portion just a little bit. And I'm taking this small brush from Gimme Glow and Pretend. And I'm putting it up here. I did spray my brush. Just gonna have that be the highlight. And swiping it downwards to blend it in. Finishing off the second look with Cinched under my lower lash line to connect to the outer corner. And then taking Hold Me right next to that. And I'm also bringing Extend onto the inner corner. To finish the look off, I put on the 371 lashes from Ardell. Priming again with the P. Louise primer in shade 1. Going in with the B5 brush, and I'm going to pop that right into my crease, but only in my inner portion, and I'm going to kind of fling it out this way. But I'm really trying to keep this orange contained to this area. I'm going to take Undress and just blend it into the edges of that. Really blend it out. I do want to take this rather high since I am going to do like a half cut crease situation. And please ignore my residue glue. Just gonna be putting glue right over it anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Taking the B4 brush and fasten, and we're gonna deepen up this inner corner, inner crease situation. I'm gonna go slowly. I don't want to go in too fast with a lot of pigment, because I want to take my time and make sure I create that depth without it completely getting overtaken by the dark brown. I'm just slowly blending it up into the orange. I'm going to take actually a little bit more of plastic and just put it right here on the inner portion. I'm going to go in again with Fasten, and I'm going to stamp it on more now. Really getting that pigment. And then again, blend the edges of that. Next, I'm going to take a different brush because for this part, I prefer to use a pencil brush, like a really small one, because I'm going to be creating an eyeshadow wing. And I'm going to use Madame. Oh yes, that is giving me all the depth. So much depth. A little bit of fallout. I picked up quite a bit though. I'm just going to do as I usually do and wing this eyeshadow out. I'm gonna try to actually contain it this time. The last time I did this wing, I just took it all the way. Trying to contain it this time. I'm also going to take that under my lower lash line, but only a little bit. I don't want to take it too far in. Trying to keep it as close to my lash line as possible. I'm taking Figure right next to that. Just a lighter orangey green. I'm just kind of smoking out the lower lash line a little bit. I'm gonna go back in with Madame and just tap it on even more against my lash line. Next, I pick up Pin Curls and I just spray my brush just a little bit. I'm gonna create a half cut crease up here. Make sure I'm taking it high enough. I'm not putting any primer down, and the reason being, I find that from the Search palette, the shimmers crease on me when I use the NYX glitter primer. I think they're already so emollient and smooth that they don't need it, but I do just like to help them apply a bit smoother by wetting my brush. Next, I picked up Chantilly and I'm gonna put that right against the liner and into the gold. I'm gonna go in with a bit more. Oh, that's so pretty. These shimmers remind me of the Beauty Bay shimmers and the Glam Light shimmers. Put on these So Real lashes from Kiss. In the waterline, I have the ColourPop liner in Wildcat. Here's the third finished look. We're gonna do a full cut crease. So I'm putting down my Crown Noir sticker. I'm gonna try to angle this down a little bit more. There we go. Applying the P. Louise primer, and I'm only gonna take it above where I'm gonna be laying down the eyeshadow first. Going in with Plume, and I'm gonna put it right against the sticker. Then blending Rouge into that. And just blending all that together. I'm gonna dip back into Rouge just a little bit. Get some depth in there. Back in with Plume. Blending it all together, back and forth. And to outline this, I'm actually going to use a different primer. I'm going in with the P. Louise paint because it does dry down. And I want to do almost pretty much all shimmers on the lid. So I'm just going to use this. And once I have it outlined, I'm just going to swipe down. This is the shade 0.5. And I'm just taking my time. Swiping it on. Basically going to kind of outline what I'm going to be doing with it. I'm just going to lightly set that with some translucent powder. So I'm going in with Dress Up on this pencil brush from What's Up Beauty. We're gonna create a metallic wing, basically. So I'm just trying to line it up here with the way that I ended that, the way that the outer edge ended there with the sticker. Just gonna layer on a little bit more. You can see some sparkles throughout. It's so pretty. I'm gonna also take that under my lower lash line, but again only on like third way into my lower lash line. Okay, this got a little thick. I did not mean for it to be that thick. And then above that, I'm gonna take Little Sister. Above that, I'm taking Little Sister. We're gonna bring it up to here. I'm just gonna blend it downwards into the dark shimmer. This is such a beautiful shade. And then I'm taking Tull. Is it Tull or Tully? I am spraying this one just a little bit so it's easier to lay down. I had a little bit of trouble picking it up with my brush. And that's where I'm just lining the crease. And then taking it all the way out here. This is such a beautiful shade. And then blending it down. And then I'm also going to bring it just a little bit on the inner corner. I'm going to take no strings under the rest of my lower lash line. I put on the Kiss Lashes in So Real. And in the waterline, I have the Multichrome Rose Quartz liner from Devinah Samirix. Here's the fourth finished look. I love all the looks that I created. I love that there's such a variety of tones in here. It is predominantly a cool tone palette, but I do love that the deeper shades are different tones. I know some people were saying that they're pretty much all the same, but trust me, they're not. From the swatches, you could see that this is a black and this is a super, super cool toned dark brown. And then this is an olive toned dark brown. Then we have a deep plum and then somewhat of a warmer neutral brown. I had no issues as usual blending any of the mattes. They layered beautifully, they blended together. This is the first Blend Bunny palette that has 2 rows of beautiful shimmers. They're very smooth and metallic. They remind me of Glam Light and Beauty Bay shimmers in the way that they feel and the way that they apply and the way they look from my experience with the shimmers as well as these in this palette. I would recommend if you have hooded oily lids to not actually put a tacky primer underneath because I actually experienced more creasing when I use the NYX glitter primer. So for me, it's just best to use my finger or a dry brush or lightly misting the brush after picking some of the pigment. I love that we also have depth in the shimmers. I think that's also very, very important to me. And that's why I was so excited to try this palette out because it's got so much depth and it's something that I really need. So if it was a neutral palette with like no deeper shades, it really wouldn't interest me. I wouldn't feel inspired by it, but I created 4 looks and I could create so many more. Definitely stay tuned. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I will also be doing some tutorials on there. So those are all my thoughts on the palette. Let me know in the comments below if you picked it up or do you plan on picking it up or are you debating on it. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribe. There's so much indie makeup content uploading my channel, lots and lots of tutorials you don't want to miss out. So thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you next time.